It's
No,
good
I had the
times.
same thing. I had typing fun back in school
That's
as well,
hilarious.
so I
I mean, that
relate.
was
I
back in
feel
the
you on
day
that.
when like AIM, it's like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you'd go home and you'd spend like 8 hours on crap ass messaging apps, typing to random people like ICQ. Like, do you
Yeah. Oh
remember
yeah.
ICQ?
Yep.
And you'd like randomly, like 13-year-old me is sitting at a computer, like yeeting out random like, "Hi, do you want to talk?" To random
ASL.
people on the internet. Exactly. ASL, all about ASL, right? And then you have like these. I remember I had like a 4-week long conversation with like a 58-year-old woman from Maine that got really weird. Um, but I was like
Who
13.
didn't?
Like, what?
We probably all had the same conversation with that woman, I'm
It's
sure.
probably she was weird. She was weird. Um, it's good times. And Muds, you remember Muds?
Now
No.
that I don't know.
Oh no. Oh, did I just out geek you?
You might have.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Muds.
Muds,
Muds?
multi-user dungeons.
No.
Oh man.
Oh no, those are amazing. They're like text-based games where you like go in there and type at people.
Okay.
It's great.
Huh.
Um,
I'm not thinking about like
or
my drug dealer game on my TI-84.
nice. Um, but yeah, no,
No,
it's
but
it's it's. Go ahead.
sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's
No, I
funny.
wasn't
That's
saying
funny.
anything of any importance whatsoever. Please continue.
No, I just remember when I was in college and my buddy that's a cop now, we used to get the AOL disc in the mail, and he had this program that would
Oh
allow us to like
no.
get in there and like bomb the chats. Remember like AOL Hell and all those programs, like just
Oh
wreaking
God,
havoc on AOL,
poor
like
AOL.
dropping ASCII character. I know, man. Oh man, they were just getting dumped on back in
But
the
AOL, AOL,
late
really? How
'90s.
many of
Where would
those?
we be though without it? That's what I want to know.
I never. I think I can honestly say that I never connected to a computer through AOL. Like I
I only
used,
did
I
it at my
used
friend's house.
AIM, like the chat app, right? That's what it was
Mm-hmm.
called, AIM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't think I ever actually used AOL to connect. I did put AOL discs in my grandfather's clay pigeon thrower so that I could shoot at them.
Now see, that's a good use.
Yeah. Man,
So
those things would show up
unfortunately,
like
the plastic shards of those CDs are going to be around in the mountains for the next 50,000 years. But
So
you
see,
know,
AOL never died.
there's
you still have your Columbia House CDs and
Cockroaches.
BMG music.
Oh, I got in
oh
so much trouble. I don't
man.
want to talk about that.
Oh, I know you
Really?
did, and you got in trouble for the same exact reason I did. Where you're like, "This
Oh, it
is
was
great. I can get
entrapment.
48 CDs for $1, and then they're going to send me one CD for $600 a month, for the next 2 years, and I can't get out of
We're gonna
it."
take your parents' social security for the next 5
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
how did they not track me down? Like, I wonder how I got around that.
How did you
They
get
never, they
around
never.
that? But
I
yeah,
don't
I
know. I
bought
probably
all
used a fake
sorts
You
of.
name.
didn't get a Chumbawamba CD? Is that what you're trying to
I
tell
I think
me?
I
definitely had a
did.
Chumbawamba CD. Chumbawamba, Alice in
I wish I
Chains.
had a Chumbawamba CD still. That's the problem. My past self had no idea.
Oh man! And then remember CDs, and they'd get scratched, and so you'd have to have like that weird disc polishing thing
Yeah,
Yeah.
that didn't work.
Or
that
toothpaste.
didn't work, or
Yeah,
which
yeah.
also
The
didn't
cheap,
work.
No, it never
the, bro-
did.
the broke
Never
people use
did.
toothpaste. Like, I can't afford $40 for a scratch thing. Go get my
It's
toothpaste.
Just spit on it,
terrible.
you know?
Just scratch it more.
Yep.
Hey, there you
Oh
go.
my
This little
god.
Brillo pad.
Yeah, the kids, like, people nowadays don't understand the struggle, like
You
technology
guys,
back
you guys
in the
don't
90s.
understand how hard it was for us in the 90s to do these things.
You
Don't
know what I
blow in the
still have?
cartridges. Oh my god,
You
don't
know,
blow in those cartridges. Those game
Mm.
cartridges. Oh.
You need to
if Gala could,
watch the Last Expedition trailer, where you get to see Alice and there is a homage to blowing in the cartridge
Oh
in that.
no.
You're gonna love it.
That's so funny, man. That was terrible. I
It's
just
great,
read
man.
that the breath from blowing in there helped create contact on the, but then it also corroded the contacts in there from the
Oh yeah.
moisture. I was just
What do you
reading about
think?
how to
You're
This
fix that.
drinking your
surprises me
soda
zero.
and spitting in there and Doritos, and I mean, were we all
Doritos,
eating
good
3D
lord.
Doritos back then?
Oh, 3D Doritos. I remember, or
Came
what was
back
it?
and they suck. They're not like they used to be.
No, they're not like they used to be.
Same with
Nothing
Gushers.
is like it
Oh,
used to be, though. Like, to be honest,
nah.
and
No,
I know that makes me sound like just a consummate
yeah, we're
old
We're
old.
fuddy
person, but
duddies. We got early
yeah,
onset
like
grumpiness.
Sun
Do you
Chips
know?
used to be better.
Oh
They
yeah, they
used to
did.
be better. Doritos used to be better. Um,
Oh, I know, right?
Everything
Do you know
used to
what I
be
still
better.
have from? You remember Sierra?
Yeah.
The
So I
the
still have.
company?
Yeah, I remember Sierra, the gaming company.
Yeah, of course.
I still
We got
have.
some people
I
from
still have.
Sierra too.
Oh, do you? I
Of
still.
course.
Oh, you have to give him. All right, you have to tell him thank you for allowing a 12-year-old to order Leisure Suit Larry back in the day with no ID checks or nothing. I could just order it through the mail. I still have
Nice.
that box. I still have the
Um,
box. And I looked them up online, and they actually go for a lot of money because
who,
games
who,
nowadays don't do that box art like they used to.
No.
That stuff's awesome.
no, seriously. Let me hold on one second. I need to somebody that I am. It was with N Fusion. It was with Sierra. Mm, so I know. I think Michael McCarthy was with Black Isle before it got bought by Sierra. Um, Way back in the day. Oh, where's the dev team?
I still have Outpost too. You remember Outpost?
Dude, my mother got so addicted to that game. She never played any game, but that she played the hell out of.
I still have the box with all the discs and everything. That stuff. I've looked them up online, and apparently they're worth money. Like people buy that stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. Where is the old? There has to be a list of people. I'm positive that at some point in time somebody has mentioned Leisure Suit Larry. Um,
Yeah, if you guys could release that on Gala, that'd be awesome.
I think that the chances of that happening are
Slim to none.
very, very low.
Man, you would capture that.
But there's
Our
still a
our
chance.
age of gaming would flock to it. Be like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
care if I get NFTs at all. I
yeah,
just want
no,
to play it.
this stuff is hilarious. Who was it? God, I want to say that somebody on the team was actually on that. I remember somebody talking about it. I don't know. Maybe I'll find out. But yeah, it's good times.
All right. Speaking of those older games like that, getting back to like Gala and gaming and all that stuff and Web3. Is there
Yeah,
other
that's the
blockchain
thing that we're
games?
doing.
Yeah. Is there other blockchain games out there that might, like I said, like you guys become the price line and these other ones kind of fall off, but you guys pick them up because they have a good concept? And the one I'm thinking of is Blanco's Block Party. Have you ever seen that one? That one's kind
Blanco's
of fun.
Block Party is freaking like I have heard it, and obviously I've never played it.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, that's a giant epic title, if I remember correctly. I'm sure it's gonna be just fine.
I just
Um,
didn't know if like maybe some of these other, like you're going to see some consolidation in the Web 3.0.
what
Maybe
I
not.
think you're
Maybe
gonna
it'll just
see.
stay separate. Like,
Well, so here's the question, right? Is like we talked about Meow Match earlier,
yeah,
and with Meow Match, we could, if we wanted to, for example, just say, okay, well, we're going to give utility to all CryptoKitties inside Meow Match, so you can bring your CryptoKitty and play, right?
heck yeah.
We could do that. It's a bit of an art lift in terms of you'd have to create all of the different CryptoKitty bits and bobs and pieces and things like that in Meow Match. Because it's not like you can just like poof suddenly, the 2 million CryptoKitties exist there, right? Like there would have to be work to make that happen, but it could be done. So the question is that in a Web3 gaming space, let's say that there was a game that was failed, okay, in some way, shape, or form. We could work up some sort of relationship with the team and say, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and basically rescue this thing. Like that's a thing that we could do. But the question is what would we get out of that? Because assuming that the game failed, okay, my guess is that the code base probably isn't anything really worth saving, right? The IP is maybe worth saving, but at the same time, with a lot of these games, or a lot of especially with the PFP projects, they give the users the ability to sort of own their own IP, if you will. So then it kind of boils down to is like, okay, well, we could do that, or we could just say, okay, well, we're going to give utility to all of, these whatevers, come play with them in our ecosystem, and build a different and better game that, uses those, those assets as a, just one more thing that, people can play with within that ecosystem. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think that you will see some consolidation, but probably not as much as there would be in the Web 2 space.
Yeah. So back in 2020, I think it was, Gala Games purchased land in the Sandbox. Is there I haven't even been following what's going on with the Sandbox, and I don't know if that's still a thing or if
the original idea there was to basically make a little like farm or town or something like that. But it's one of those things that it's like, I don't know that at this juncture it's something that it's not a high priority. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It definitely could be something that we do, but it's also not a, critically huge high priority to make sure that it gets, done at any, specific time signature. I know Sebastian. I run into him at events all the freaking time. I love what they're doing. It's this, very interesting user generated content play. But I think it's very different sort of from what we do on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's got a huge Minecraft vibe to it, but the fact that you can't go in there and really do anything. I played some of the betas. The Snoop thing was pretty cool though. How you go up this stage. His music
it is cool. It is cool. I mean, the thing though is that it depends on a developer, a game developer, or a person who wants to be a game developer coming in and using their tools to make a thing, right?
Yeah.
And we've learned time and time again that by and large, the reason that we have game designers and the reason that we have artists and, art directors and art experts and all of these things is that they make better stuff than random people do. By and large, that's why it's their job. And so,
Yeah.
the game that the gaming experience that you're going to have from a team, like the team that's building Last Expedition, these are a lot of the same guys that built the last Call of Duty multiplayer modes and Halo Infinite multiplayer. Okay, like these are people who know how to make games at a very deep level versus like some dude who wants to make a game. Now, that is in no way, shape, or form meant to denigrate random dude who wants to make a game. I wish him the best. Just the likelihood of him making an amazing game is quite low. That's all.
All right.
That wasn't mean, right? That
Coming,
doesn't. I don't mean that to sound
no,
mean. It's just
no.
like, there are people who are experts. Like, I'd rather go to a doctor than random guy who reads a magazine.
Well, I think like the
Right.
replayability of a lot of those indie kind of platformer style games is a lot less than, say, a multiplayer PvP kind of game.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
I mean, that's where I kind of see it more as like you don't typically jump into, a platformer game with your buddies
Yep.
as often as you would dropping in on like PUBG or Warzone or Fortnite or, I
Yep.
mean, that's the reason those games are so replayable is because they have that
Precisely.
multiplayer aspect.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we usually have 5 questions that we ask streamers, like what would they want their audience to ask about them. So I don't know if I want to touch on these if you're getting short on time, because some of these I'll just tell them to you because it was kind of interesting what it came up with. So it said, what is your vision for Gala Games and how do you plan to achieve it? Second question was, what are the key elements of your
giant question?
What are your key elements of your strategy for releasing new games and how will you ensure that they are successful? What
Also
challenges
a giant question.
I know, right? What challenges do you anticipate in the coming years and how do you plan to address them?
Jesus, these are giant questions.
Yeah, each
I
ones
know,
are going to
right?
take like an hour to answer.
Oh, I know. That's why I was like, we'll get through all these, but I just thought it would be funny to tell you what the AI came up with. What steps are you taking to ensure that Gala Games remains competitive in the gaming industry? And what are your plans for expanding the reach of Gala Games and its product? Those 5 questions there could have been a whole podcast. Like,
each one of those is its own podcast. Like,
Right?
I've
Yeah.
literally spent hours talking about like onboarding, for example. Like that, just onboarding, or what are the plans for the future, or how do you bring in new users? Those are each giant freaking questions. So I don't think we have time to do those service, unfortunately.
no, but I thought it'd be fun to share it with you because this Chat GPT thing's been blowing my mind, and
I love it.
I've been playing around with it. Even the art one. I don't know if you play with the art one, the Dolly.
Dolly
On
too. Yeah, I
OpenAI.
am.
Yeah,
I have some pretty amazing pictures that I've created. You can do some cool stuff like with Dolly 2. Ask it to create bas reliefs for you.
What is it?
They're amazing.
Bas reliefs?
But yeah, bas reliefs. So basically, like carvings, stone carvings. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So like you can ask it to create, a stone carving of an octopus in the style of like H.L. Geiger. Okay. Crazy shit. Most amazingly cool stuff you've ever seen.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's amazing stuff it comes up with. All right, and to keep up with Gala community, you can join one of the 3 Discords. There's a film, games, music. I don't know if there's another one. The official sites are, correct me if I'm wrong, music.gala.com, app.gala.games, and film.gala.com.
Yeah, you can just go to gala.com and it'll, there's tabs at the top. Will get you wherever you need to go.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a lot easier. I didn't know if they had 3 different individual ones, and then each one of those have their own Discord. So if you're trying to track film or games or Gala or music, each one of those Discords. But usually your announcements, I think, if it affects Gala as a whole, gets announced in every single one of them.
Yeah.